So, hello and welcome. I am so excited you're here with me today. I have a guest that she's just so much fun to be around. I love her energy. Janie Smith is with us today, and she wrote a chapter in The Power of Releasing Judgment, and she really walks the talk. So, I just kind of wanted to introduce you to Janie Smith. Welcome, Janie.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your chapter and kind of what showed up for you as you wrote it, and just kind of lead us into some of this gifts around releasing judgment.
Cool. Yeah, so my chapter is called Eliminating the Not You. And what I found in writing the chapter was, this is one of the things I'm so excited for this book to come out. A lot of people I discovered had the awareness on, they don't really know what judgment is. Right? Like, that is such a taught thing in this reality that you have to judge everything. A really interesting thing, the definition of judgment is just, it's the distance between 2 points. Like, that's it. Right. So, but over time, because of the churches and all this kind of religious stuff, it's turned into a thing that's like punishment inflicted on you by God.
Wow.
Yeah, a toxic thing that you project at your bodies, the planet, and everything. And it's also a really fantastic thing that we use to limit ourselves.
Let's talk a little bit about that religious, because I know in reading your bio, you had some upbringing that was a little bit more religious than some others. So tell us a little bit about that and what that taught you about judgment.
That was very interesting for me. That's a great question. I grew up in, it was a really religious home. We went to church twice on Sunday and then on Wednesday night.
Oh my gosh.
Literally. And, unless you were really, really super sick, and then it was almost a sin that you were sick because you couldn't go to church.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
Bad. But everybody was teaching, thou shalt not judge. But yet, even as a child, I was watching all these people saying that, but yet judging everything and themselves and everyone. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Hey, as you've kind of grown through these things and released a lot of that, you mentioned that it's something that we use to limit ourselves. And that was kind of interesting to me. So talk to me a little bit more about how we use judgment to limit ourselves, because that's not what we want, right?
No. Well, the biggest place where we use that to limit ourselves is when we're functioning from, it's almost a space of being worried about what everyone else will think. And it happens a lot in relationships, because we tend to, as women, we kind of tend to mesh into the beliefs and ideas of our spouse. There's another thing I was taught, you should be the good wife. So that meant
interesting.
Following whatever your husband says to do or not do, or things like that.
Oh, that's an interesting upbringing.
Yeah. I don't know what else to call it other than like very old school.
Yeah, and I mean, how many people listening can relate to, turning themselves upside down into a pretzel to please someone?
Yes.
It really doesn't even have to be a significant other. It can be your children. It can be your parents. It can be a boss at work. It's like, how many of us have tried to please someone who isn't a happy person and done everything possible to change ourselves to make them happy, and finally go, you know what? This isn't working, and I'm not functioning in my highest space. So I love that. observation. Thank you so much for that, Janie.
You're welcome.
And a lot of these interviews, I've been using them as free therapy for me.
How's it get better than that?
When I started Happiness Telesummit, I was going through a divorce, and it was in 2011, and I was like, you know what? What if I interviewed 40 of the happiest people on the planet? I bet that'd be really good for me, and I'm naturally happy, as you know, but it was so much fun. It was like each person brought in this like awareness of something, or helped me go past the glass ceiling, or, you know, because each of them taught these fabulous things. And so I was like, oh, wow, this is like an awesome experience. And people would say they listen to me and just laugh because I'm like letting myself be messed with. So as I've been editing this book and compiling it, putting it together, I was just amazed when I did sort of an inventory of how much judgment was actively going on, stopping me in my life. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. From I'm judging my quality, I'm judging my money, I'm judging the quality of the books, I'm judging this. And then today I was listening to something that's like, what could be different? How could this change? How could this be sort of diffused? So why don't you just share with us like one or two tools from your kit box on what we can do to sort of shift this energy so that we're functioning from a higher vibration?
Yes. And that is one of the keys, is raising your vibration, because judgment functions at a very low, like a disease level vibration. So you want to do things like ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my biggest tools, as asking questions. So by that, I mean not a conclusion with a question mark at the end. So a true question is something you don't know the answer to. So that could be anywhere from, what is true for me? Like, if you really don't know that, ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is like, what can I, if I were truly choosing for me, what would I choose?
Oh, I like that one. If I were truly choosing for me, what would I choose? Right. I like that one. And that fits into your chapter too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of got a glimmer of something that showed up when you were talking about, I'm trying to think of how to put words on it. It was so elusive. It was like, oh, if I'm the brightness of me, and I'm like the funniness of me, and I'm like the, you know, the me of me, I'm scared I'll lose people because I'm scared I'll scare them away. And I do scare them away. So it's not like an unfounded fear. It's like if I'm too high, like people can't hang out around me. I'm just bounce off the walls, right? True?
True. So like those people that can't handle you,
Yeah.
do you really want them around anyways?
Oh.
Or like, what is the value of hanging on to people that lower your vibration? And what is the value of staying small?
That's staying small because when, yeah.
And like, are you willing to be judged by those people that would like to keep you small?
Sure. Knock themselves out.
Right, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good thing. I love those generative questions where you're not sure what's going to show up when you ask it. You know, I think I've been sharing with you a TV show's been coming in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How many ways can I judge me? as I listened to my heart song.
Right.
It was like, I remember one time I left this event, it was like 2007, and I had this whole vision on teaching moms. I had 3 little children at the time. They were like 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
I had this vision showed up for teaching moms, and it was called like Prosperity Moms. And I wanted to teach moms on prosperity and being in the flow with your money and like asking for more. And it came in really clear, like, wow, you know. So I remember just getting stuck in judgment.
Mm-hmm.
How to teach that? You know, why, you know what I mean? Like, why did that come to me? Like, just all this self-doubt showed up. And a few years later, I was talking to someone who was like a shaman type person.
Huh?
And she goes, well, you were given a vision. What happened?
You judged yourself out of your vision.
Yeah, I did, right? It's like I totally got a vision. And then it was funny because years later, I'd meet women who'd say, oh, I love that telecall series you did 7 years ago. You know, I want more of that. Where did that go? And I was like, oh, yeah, because now my kids are so much bigger. Like I have a different set of things that are going on in my life because they're not the way they were before. You know how different it is having a 19-year-old and a 5 and a 6-year-old. It's completely different things.
Yeah.
You know, the 5 and 6-year-old, you really could teach moms how to build business in your life gracefully.
Yeah.
When my kids are teens, it's apples and oranges because they're not on my body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super easy to do my business now. It's like totally different set of things from 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, it was crazy seeking to run a business. Or even, you know, it was challenging, Janie, it was so funny, setting a weekly call.
Yes.
Because when they're like 4 and 3, they can wake up screaming.
Yeah.
And so it was like, even, and I was so funny how challenging it was for me when they were babies. And now my business, like if I look back, it's like apples and oranges. It's not only easy, it's like fun. Because if I need inspiration, I can go bug them.
Right, yes. And actually, that's what I do with my 19-year-old. I'm like, so what do you think about this title or this or that?
Yeah.
And they have very good
Yeah.
awareness on that sort of thing.
So what can you tell the listeners who are like us moms and who are working on like having a business in their life and getting inspiration for that? What can you tell them? What can you share for them?
So what I would say is...
It's perfect timing. You'd say hi.
Hi! Ice cream. What I would say, you know, in the space of no judgment, are you maybe judging that your children aren't a contribution to your life and your business? And if you could switch that and be in awareness and gratitude for the contribution that they are, I wonder how much that could expand your business.
Nice. And what about the doubting your business out of existence?
So once again, if you would like to shift the vibration, what if you could look at it from the space of gratitude and awareness? Thank you for the awareness. You know, what is required of me to actualize that?
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a cosmic trusting.
Yes. You know, and if I were truly trusting the universe has my back, what could I choose? What could I create?
Yeah.
What could I be, know, perceive, and receive?
Nice. Well, Janie, this was so much fun. I loved interviewing you today. We just had a few minutes to get together. Tell us how people can reach you and maybe how to contact you if they so desire.
Cool. So you can email me at janiehealthcoach@gmail.com. And I'm so excited. My website is under construction, so you can find me on Facebook at Conscious Creations 14.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Mwah!